Hi there everyone, it's Brave here again. I've got a poem I've written and I'd like to share it with everyone. It's about my ancestors. I'm a person of mixed heritage. I have more than three different ethnicities in my mixed race family. So this particular poem is to honour all of those African ancestors that were stolen in the terrible atrocity of slavery and forced to be on plantations in Jamaica. So this is for them. Sorry if my nose sniffles a bit, I got a little bit of a runny nose, sorry. Right, the title is Stolen Warriors, Unconquerable and Unperishable Ones. Okay, here we go. My dear ancestors, brave and wise, of magnificent power regal, born to warrior kings and queens, free and fierce, just like the mighty eagle. Across land and sea, men of evil and greedy minds descended upon the land of my ancestors to see what riches they could find. No one they found was spared from this cruel atrocity, and the evil of the slave trade continued for many a vile century. All culture, all dignity, and all identity was cruelly stripped away, and my dear ancestors were trapped and had no say. But a warrior's spirit can never be broken. Rebellions were fought, and the battle cry of freedom was spoken. Many lives were given in the hopes that slavery would be driven from all corners of the earth, sadly through blood and pain, just like birth. My noble dear ancestors, of whom were treated so rotten, your story is so important to me, then you shall never be forgotten. So that is the poem I wrote for my ancestors, and to me, what they what they went through, all that pain, all that torture, all that suffering, that to me is just the most disgusting atrocity that one group of people can do to another. I mean, we've had many world atrocities, many terrible incidents in the world, like the Holocaust and other things. We've had so many terrible things happen in this world, world wars, so much death and pain and misery. But the fact that slavery was able to continue for well over like 300 and something years, like that is insane. And also for it to affect people psychologically to the point where they hate themselves now, that sickens me to think that, the people who exist now, who descend from those people who suffered, they're made to feel like they're not good enough, or they're ugly, or they shouldn't, their life shouldn't be worth anything, and that's disgusting. I think it's really important for every good soul to lift up every other good soul, fight against evil. It's not about black against white. It's not even about religion. It's about good against evil. And I think we all have to be kind to each other, kind to ourselves, and uplift each other, because my experience growing up in London as a person of mixed heritage, I've seen that the psychological effects of what slavery made African people look like, it dehumanized them. It made the world, it convinced the world that people from certain cultures or with certain hair types or certain features, certain lip shapes or nose shapes or, complexion or whatever, that atrocity and the things that were done during that time still psychologically touch the descendants of those people now. Like, I'm a descendant of strong, free people who were kidnapped, brutally, violently kidnapped and taken to another place and forcibly beaten and tortured and raped and all sorts of terrible things. And even though I wasn't the person going through it, it affects me. There's genetic memory and trauma, and just knowing about it, even if it wasn't my ancestors, it would bother me. When I hear about other people, other ethnic groups of people suffering and having genocides against them, and you know, slaughters, it bothers me because I'm a good soul. I'm a light worker, I'm an earth angel. I don't like suffering and evil and cruelty. So any cruelty to anyone disgusts me, it upsets me, angers me. And then another thing that makes me feel sad is to think that if slavery was still happening today, in this day and age, if it wasn't stopped, I would be in chains. And so I never forget that. You know, all these people now who exist, you know, the younger, the generations after me, they've forgotten who their ancestors were. They don't care who their ancestors were or the pain they went through. They don't consider the couple generations before them, their mother, father, grandparents, great grandparents, you know, who sacrificed and went through a lot of suffering, and you know, complained about injustice and racial inequality. Like, the ones that exist now are so spoiled and so weak, and they don't stand up for anything. They don't stand for themselves, for their culture, for their own, you know, selves. They're just very weak and very empty, and I feel so sad to see it. And if our ancestors, I mean, I know our ancestors can look down and see us, but you know, they must be embarrassed and think, what happened to, you know, that warrior spirit, that brave, you know, strength we had? Why didn't it get passed on? Where has it gone? So yeah, so that poem, I wrote it, and when I read it, you know, I really feel connected to my ancestors, and I always feel like my ancestors walk with me, my good ancestors. And when I, you know, feel weak, sometimes I have to remind myself that my ancestors went through so much worse and they still survived, because if they didn't, you wouldn't be here. So if they can survive, you can survive. Get up and stop, you know, letting this world hold you down, because this world is such a evil, horrible place, and if you let it, life will push you down on your knees and keep you there if you don't fight back against evil and oppression and social injustice. And you know, even like internal things, you know, when you're having intrusive thoughts, you know, because you think the world will not accept you for who you are, you're afraid to be your true self, you feel like you have to, you know, bleach your skin to look like other people, or you have to copy, you know, European beauty standards. That's crap. You don't have to copy anyone. You need to be unapologetically yourself and stand strong, even if you have to stand alone. And I know it's not easy. I mean, I'm a very strong person and I'm happy to stand alone. I'd rather die than, you know, bleach my skin or call my, like, deny my ancestors. I would never ever deny my ancestors. I mean, a lot of people mistake me for other ethnic backgrounds, and I always correct them and say, no, I am this, this, and this. Acknowledge all my heritage, because I do, and I'm proud. I don't have to hide behind the fact that people can mistake me for someone else, because I would never do that. In my mind, anyone who doesn't acknowledge their ancestors is weak. You know, if you're doing it to get ahead because you think, well, if I look paler or if I get mistaken for this race, I'll get more benefits or more financial gain, or these things are so empty and soulless. You know, greed and stupid stuff like that don't matter. Being a good person matters. The content of your character matters. The way you treat people matters more than how much money you have, how many expensive clothes you have, how many stupid trainers you have. You only have 2 feet, so why do you need 400 trainers, 400 handbags? You know, so many stupid things. Like, go and help someone, go and feed the homeless, go and give money to charity. You know, find people in your community who need help. There are so many people out there suffering, and there are so many people who have the means to help end their suffering, but people are so selfish, they only think about themselves. And this is what I wish we could change here on the earth plane. Just take away that self gratification. Everything has to be me, now, now, now. And that's not how it should be. There should be an exchange of kindness, an exchange of love for your fellow human being. There is too much hate, and the hate is winning, and all the good souls need to band together. Like I said before, it's not white against black, it's not black against white, it's about good against evil. It always should have been that way. And people with hidden evil agendas use certain incidents, terrible incidents that happen in the world, they use it as an excuse to say, right, let's make it a race riot, let's do this, let's attack these people. You know, there's so many times where there has been, you know, terrible things done, and then people who had nothing to do with it are being attacked just because they look similar to the one evil person who did the thing. And I know people can understand what I'm talking about. But anyway, thank you for listening to my poem. And if you like anything on my channel, if you get anything good from any of the videos that I put on my channel, if it brings you any comfort at all, please like, share, subscribe, and that's it. So I just want to say I wish everyone peace, love, and protection. I really, really enjoy doing these videos because I hope that my words can touch someone in a positive way, brighten your day, you know, give you some comfort. So I don't do these videos for monetization at all. I literally just want to put out kind words and positive energy into the world because there really is not enough of it. And also, I'd like to just mention a really amazing singer. He's called Mortimer, and he's from Kingston, Jamaica. And if you look up his songs on YouTube, he is the most amazing soul, so rare and remarkable, so special. His voice and his songs that he writes are just like medicine for your soul, for your spirit. He just like, at a time when I felt like I didn't want to be here anymore, and I listened to his songs for the first time, it was like literally like God put the song in my YouTube recommendation because I hadn't even heard of him at the time. And I was like, who's this? And I thought, I didn't type in any song that should recommend this kind of song. And then I listened to the song, and oh my gosh, it literally felt like it saved my life. It was so beautiful, the words, the way the music arrangement was, I couldn't believe it. So then I think, who is this guy? Let me find out. And then he's from like where some of my family is from, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. He's literally from like yeah, just like literally where my closest family members are from. I couldn't believe it, and I was like, wow, that's really good. And I just have to shout him out. He is such an amazing soul. You can tell he is a gift from God, put here to spread light and love and kindness. And I just hope everyone will support Mortimer and listen to his songs, like his videos, share, subscribe. You know, and also you will get some healing and help from listening to his music, because I'm telling you, this guy's music is like medicine for the soul. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. His music literally saved my life. Just like how when I used to listen to, you know, certain Bob Marley songs, it just brings you out of depression. It helps you feel strong again. Yeah, there's just something about this young man. He's very, very, very talented, and you just know it's a divine, special gift he's been given, and it's his destiny to spread that kindness and love and to help touch everyone's hearts and bring them out of the darkness. So yeah, please support him. That would be great. Okay, but bye for now, everyone. I hope you all have a great day or night or evening wherever you are in the world. And just keep safe, and just try your best to get through the hard times, to keep your strength up, to not look at the bad, to try and look at what can you change, what can you do to keep yourself encouraged and focused on the good, because I can understand why it would be so hard to, you know, get through things, because life is very, very overwhelming. There's so many pressures. Sometimes we have psychological pain from childhood trauma. Sometimes you have trauma in your adult life, and it's a never ending vicious cycle. And I have lots of trauma that I'm trying to work through. I'm trying to work through so much. And there seems to sometimes be a constant stream of new people flowing in, who you get rid of one person who's abused you and you think, oh, good, I'm going to heal from that. And then a new person comes in and behaves just like the one you got rid of. And you think, how is this happening? But you just have to stay strong. You have to remember what you learned from the last person, and that way you can deal better with the new people who come in. You can say, right, I've been through this before. I recognize the patterns. I recognize the signs. I'm not going to allow this person to bring the same negativity into my life. I'm certainly not going to let them stay around long as I did with the other person when I didn't know any better, so keep safe, and that's all. Bye for now.